Good evening. This is Lolita with Whatever Lolita Wants, Lolita Gets. Um, this shouldn't take up too much time, but I did a video about boundaries. Okay, we talked about boundaries. Today, I want to talk about trusting yourself. And what I mean by that is trusting your mind. If an individual can't trust their mind, provided you are a reasonable, rational person in your right mind, if a person cannot trust themselves, their thoughts, their reasoning, and their giftings, why would you trust anybody else's? And I don't care who they are or what their title is. Okay? Part of our journey is to learn to trust ourselves. Now, we all have different lessons that we're learning and having to learn in different curriculum, so to speak, and reasons for taking this journey called life. But one thing that I've learned a lot, but one of the main things that I have learned on my journey is I don't care anything about a person's title, who they are, who they know. I have learned to trust myself and what and my giftings and what I've been shown. If I had not learned that lesson, I could not have left religion because my mind would have reasoned, even being shown the things that I was shown in my studies, in my experiences. Had I not learned to trust myself, my reasoning would have been, well, if these things are true, if what I'm seeing is so, then surely it would have been shown to Bishop so and so, or Pastor so and so, or Prophetess so and so. One must learn to trust themselves and their giftings. I know I'm repeating myself saying that, but that's just how important it is. Because if you cannot trust yourself, you cannot take this journey and walk it without turning back. Because somebody will be there every few mile markers on the way to tell you you need to head back to the church or head back to wherever you came from that you discovered wasn't true. Here's another thing, or it's along the same vein. When I say learning to trust yourself, those of you that come across my videos are not some randoms in the you're not randoms in this life, but you are certainly not randoms in, let's call it, the spirit realm or outside of this matrix. If you come across my channel, and if my channel appeals to you or has appealed to you, because I have deleted a lot of the videos, if my channel has appealed to you, then that, to me, that is saying you are a certain type of being and that you have chosen to take up your, let's call it, cross or your journey and seek truth. And I'm not saying I'm the be all and end all with truth because I'm still on that journey. But if you have come across my channel and are drawn to my channel, you would have to be a similar being, or else you wouldn't even have the faintest clue of what I'm talking about. You wouldn't understand it. You would think it's crazy and foolish talk and oh, she done backslid talk. I know you ain't talking about my Lord and Savior talk. So it takes a certain type of being to even come to my channel, to even come across it. And then certainly it takes a certain kind of being to be able to understand the things I say. Let me go here. Trusting yourself. I'm going to give an example, and then I'm going to say something and get off of here. And I hope everybody has enjoyed their day, whether you celebrate a holiday or you don't. I hope you and your family have had everything that you need for the day, and that you're well. Um, I'm going to share this experience. I was driving home. This has been years ago. Years ago. I was driving home and I got to a point in my journey where I was making a right turn. There was somebody sitting at the light waiting, that I recognized, that was waiting to make a left turn. Okay? When I saw the person had jet black eyes. And at first I was thinking maybe the sun was in their face. No, that's not what it was. The person had jet black eyes. You couldn't see the whites of the eyes. The whole socket was black. And like I said, this has been many, many years ago. And I'm not calling any names. And I'm 57 years old, and in 57 years, you're going to come across a lot of different people, associates, just different people. So I'm not naming anybody. But that experience and me being shown that if I didn't trust myself, and if I hadn't learned to trust myself, then I would doubt that experience to this day and reason it away. Some of the Ephesians 6 and 12, and y'all, this is the only, I read other books, but this is the one, the Bible, what's called the Bible, is one that I'm so steeped in, I can reach for things real quickly to make the point. Ephesians 6 and 12 says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, spiritual wickedness in high places. Christianity teaches, a person is not your enemy. A person is not your enemy. It's the devil. It's the spirit realm that's your enemy. It's these demons and principalities in high places. That's true. But we need to understand it and grow in our knowledge of what's going on. Yes, there are entities and lower level beings and negative entities that do try to influence and afflict. But here's my point, and I can go ahead and wind this up, and why you have to learn to trust yourself and your giftings and what you see and are shown and what you hear. Yes, there are entities and negative beings that do not have uh, that are outside of the physical realm that can influence things and try to influence things. But the majority, I'm not even going to say, yeah, I'm going to say it, the majority of the principalities and entities you face have found them a body and have a birth date and are called your so and so. You fill in the blank. Some of you, and a lot of you may not understand what I'm talking about, but some of you will. And I don't care if it's just one person that says, I needed to hear this. Some of the people you call so and so, that's not just so and so, that's an entity, a whole entity that has got them a body. Yes, they have a birth date. Yes, that's your so and so. You fill in the blank. But this veil is thinning, and we shall be seeing who is who and what's what. So while Christianity teaches that uh, Ephesians 6 and 12 means that the principalities and stuff in high places has nothing to do with people, I don't think, like I said, I understand that it's entities and low level negative beings outside of this realm, but a lot of the entities that we deal with come in physical form, and they are an entity. Embodied malevolence, embodied confusion, embodied roadblocks. And you have to learn to trust yourself and what you are shown in the spirit realm and what you hear. And don't tell people either. What you see is just for you to see it, hear it, and know how to move accordingly. This has been Lolita with Whatever Lolita Wants, Lolita Gets. Good night, y'all.